Exploding in space, you have seen it in countless sci-fi movies. An astronaut gets thrown into the vacuum of space. Without a spacesuit, instantly, their body swells up, and they explode into a cloud of dust. It looks cinematic and terrifying, but here is the truth. You would not explode in space. Human skin and blood vessels are incredibly tough and elastic. They can easily handle the lack of outside pressure. So what would actually happen? You would lose consciousness in about 15 seconds because of the total lack of oxygen. Your body fluids would slowly begin to boil, but only the moisture on your tongue and eyes, not your blood. Death would come from suffocation within a few minutes. So space is dangerous, but it will not turn you into a human firework. Hollywood lied to you again. Cell phones and radiation. D-stroke, I letter 1EC7 and TH, O letter 1EA1, I gay ung thu now. You have heard the modern health warning. Do not sleep next to your smartphone. The radiation will fry your brain cells and trigger deadly brain tumors. People live in constant fear of their pocket screens. Here is the truth. Your phone is not a nuclear reactor. Cell phones emit radio frequency radiation, which is a type of non-ionizing radiation. This is critical. Non-ionizing means the energy is way too weak to damage your DNA or cause cancer. It is the same kind of radiation as your home radio or your Wi-Fi router. Major health organizations have studied this for decades. They found zero solid evidence linking phones to brain tumors. The real danger of sleeping next to your phone. Blue light destroys your sleep quality, and late night scrolling ruins your mental health. Put the phone away for a good night of rest, not to save your brain from rays, but to save your mind from doom scrolling. Incandescent bulbs, you read it in every history book. Thomas Edison invented the light bulb. He sat alone in his laboratory, trapped in darkness, until he suddenly brought artificial light to the world. Here is the truth. Edison did not invent the light bulb. He just perfected it. Before Edison, more than 20 different inventors had already created light bulbs. English physicist Joseph Swan was one of them. But those early bulbs had huge problems. They were too expensive to make, and they burned out in just a few minutes. What Edison actually did was discover a practical carbonized bamboo filament that could burn for over 1,000 hours. He also built the entire electrical grid system to power those bulbs in normal homes. So Edison was not the lone father of light. He was just a brilliant businessman who bought the rights, fixed the flaws, and sold it better than everyone else. Black holes are funnels. You have seen the illustrations in science magazines. A black hole looks like a massive cosmic funnel, a deep swirling whirlpool in the fabric of space, sucking everything down into a bottomless pit. But here is the truth. A black hole is not a funnel. It is a sphere, a three-dimensional ball, just like a planet or a star. It is an object with immense mass packed into an incredibly small space. Because it is a sphere, it pulls matter from all directions at once. Up, down, left, and right. Not just from the top of a cosmic drain. Why do textbooks draw it like a funnel? Because it is easier to show how gravity warps space on a flat piece of paper. In reality, if you flew near a black hole, you would see a terrifying ball of pure shadow, drawing you in from every single angle. Incognito mode. CH letter 1EBF, D stroke letter 1ED9, letter 1EA9N, Dan code TH letter 1EF1C, S letter 1EF1, letter 1EA9N Dan. You open your browser. You turn on incognito mode. A cool icon with a hat and glasses appears. You feel safe. You believe your browsing is now completely invisible to the world. Untraceable. Here is the truth. Incognito mode is not a secret spy shield. It only does one simple thing. It stops your local device from saving your history and cookies. That is all. The rest of the world can still see everything. Your internet service provider knows exactly what sites you visit. Your school or office network logs your every move. And the websites you visit still track your data. It is useful if you share a computer with family and want to hide a birthday gift purchase. But if you think you are a ghost on the internet, think again. The man with the hat and glasses is just looking at your screen, not hiding it. The dark side of the moon. You have heard the famous phrase, the dark side of the moon. We are taught that one side of our lunar neighbor is trapped in eternal darkness, a cold black wasteland that never sees the sun. Here is the truth. The dark side of the moon receives plenty of sunlight. It has days and nights, just like the side we see. The correct term is the far side of the moon. The moon is tidally locked to Earth. This means it rotates on its axis at the exact same speed it orbits our planet. Because of this perfect dance, we only ever see one side from Earth. But as the moon travels around us, the sun shines on all parts of it over the month. When we see a new moon from Earth, the far side is actually fully lit by the sun. So that side is not dark at all. It is just mysterious, because humans cannot see it without a spaceship. Refresh button. You sit at your computer. The system feels a little slow, so you right-click your desktop and hit the refresh button. 10 times, 20 times. You believe this clears the memory, sweeps away the lag, and makes your PC run faster. Here is the truth. Clicking refresh does absolutely nothing for performance. 0. The refresh button is simply a display update. It tells Windows to redraw the icons on your desktop screen. It is useful if you just changed a file name or added a new shortcut, and the image did not show up right away. It forces the screen to look again, but it does not clear your RAM. It does not speed up your processor. In fact, clicking it repeatedly actually uses a tiny bit of power, making your computer do unnecessary work. Stop clicking it like crazy. It is a digital placebo. Meteors and friction. You watch a shooting star streak across the night sky. A brilliant line of fire. You are told that space rocks burn up because of friction, rubbing against the air molecules of Earth atmosphere at crazy speeds, like rubbing your hands together until they get warm. Here is the truth. It is not friction that creates the fire. It is compression. When a meteor drops toward Earth, it travels at extreme speeds, tens of thousands of miles per hour. The rock moves so fast that the air in front of it cannot get out of the way in time. The air gets trapped and squeezed together with incredible force. When you compress gas tightly, its temperature skyrockets instantly. The air in front of the meteor becomes hot enough to melt stone, so the rock does not burn from rubbing against the air. It vaporizes because it is pushing a shield of superheated gas. Space physics is pressure, not just friction.